Hey, it's Matt Catling here, and welcome to your mini accelerator for the week. Today, I've got a really exciting topic for you. We're talking about charge or living the charged life. We want to overflow. We're in this accelerated world right now. It is only going to get quicker. If we look at technology, the advancements in technology, we haven't even fathomed exponential growth yet. And so we're on the verge of this. And what it means is that our psychology, our thinking will not actually be able to keep up with the rate of change. Now, everyone is trying to keep up with technology right now. They're trying to learn, different AI packages, different software packages as well that are integrating AI, and everyone's trying to, keep up with this. But I think a lot of people are missing the most important point is that we need to change. We need to change. We need to shift our limiting patterns. We need to be open to change. A lot of people are terrified of change. They'd rather die than change. In my experience, so many people hold on to their limiting patterns with passion, even though they know that these patterns are destroying them. And so I think in 2024 and beyond, we need to start looking at ourselves. We need to start looking inside. Success, is an inside job. It starts off as an inside job. Now, in this new accelerated world, what we're seeing is that the old models of personal development are not working. So just thinking, I need to work harder or I need to push myself or go to war on myself is not working because we're moving faster. And so the all or nothing approach, which is a war, or attacking yourself, which is a war, by the way, it's not working. It's causing burnout. It's causing exhaustion. It's causing that switch on, switch off. Versus if we can heal the war inside, if we can turn that true voice up, if we can discover a mission or a purpose or a passion that we feel that we're being built for. And how we look at that is actually the wounds, is we look at what is the consistent patterns of wounds that have been passed on generation after generation that I've dealt with in my life, because wounds become superpowers. Or if we look at growth versus contribution, there is only so much personal growth you can do before it caps out. The next phase is contribution. So that's why when you overcome a wound, some people are like, Matt, I'm not wounded. Okay, call them limiting patterns. That's why when you overcome limiting patterns and you turn those limiting patterns into patterns of power, there is a natural desire to help other people with that. So really, we're moving into the world of the B model. Instead of the doing model, that was kind of years ago. Um, we're moving to become authenticity, and then the do will just happen. And so, in order to do this, we need to work on ourselves. And this is a structure. And you probably heard me say this before, structures create outcomes. This is a structure that you can implement into your life that I think if you do it consistently, it's going to have you move to that overflow. It's going to have you create space to turn the volume up of that true voice. And albeit, like when you kind of hear that true voice, the next step is, making life decisions from that true voice. It's really, really challenging because if you've made life decisions from wounds or done deals with wounds, to then kind of flip it and go, oh, actually, this is who I am. This is what I want. It causes conflict. It causes chaos. It causes crisis. But the thing is that you're already leading to that crisis. Because if you make life decisions from your wounds, guess what? The crisis is just getting bigger. The wounds repeat. And so I'm like, let's not do that. Let's take charge and let's start to work on this and start to shift it. And the most important thing is that instead of kind of going tactical or the doing, the first phase is we look at your being or we release these limiting patterns before we go into action. So the first thing is take charge of your mindset. Do you realize we're in charge of this thing? Most people let their limiting patterns run untethered. But we can actually change this stuff. When I run my NLP Accelerator program, and I love it because it gives you an instruction manual, because we're not taught how to use this at school. So therefore, we're at the effect of it. But when you take charge of it, it's almost like you become the director. Think of like a really amazing movie, a blockbuster movie. The director, controls the lighting, controls the color, controls the movement, the characters, all of those things. Well, what if you did? What if you took charge? And what if you changed the movie inside? And what if you change the character? And instead of being the victim, suddenly you are the adventurer, you are the hero, whatever it is. We can do this. Now, how do we do that? We stand guard. We stand guard and we look at the self-talk, we look at the language, and we want to develop excellence in it. And what do? We reframe it from impossibility to possibility. Because when you reframe impossibility to possibility, what happens is you start to see the world as incredible, where there are no shortages, enormous opportunities. And as you start to consistently do this, let me tell you, people are going to drop away because most people, probably 80 to 90% of people out there, are focused on what they don't want. They're focused on impossibility. So when you start to focus on possibility, you become almost like an alien to people. So there will be a trigger. And environments will shift. But what I find is that when there is conflict, when there is a crisis, people start to drop away, but new people start to come in. And you'll notice this, these new people often, they have a different voice, they have a voice of possibility. Well, this gives you an understanding that all of a sudden, guess what? My mindset's shifted because like attracts like. So I look at relationships as almost a measurement. Okay, next one, take charge of your mornings. You've probably heard me say this before. How you start, how you finish. Movement is crucial. When it comes to kind of doing mindset work on yourself, lying there in bed, it's really, really challenging. You'll go to sleep. But when you're moving and then moving into the next one, which is gratitude, it just brings you back to present time, right? Because typically, if you're feeling exhausted or burnt out, you're either stuck in the future, anxious, or stuck in the past, reliving some stuff. We want to be able to get back into present time in the moment. Well, how do we do that? We start moving and then we move into gratitude because gratitude all of a sudden starts to open you up. And you might even start micro, like I'm really grateful for this blade of grass, the sand, whatever it is, and then move out to relationships, your incredible life, because we are blessed. Let me tell you, living in Australia, we are seriously blessed. I think of Australia as like Elysium. And then the next thing is we can start to condition a mission. This is where we've come back into present time. The true voice gets a little bit louder, by the way, when you're in present time. And this is where we can start to think big picture. You look at most entrepreneurs, what do? They're thinking big picture. They're visionaries. They're thinking 10, 20 years in the future. Then the next thing is we want to come back to now. And this is where we create your future now. And this is where I've gone through this process. I'm moving. I'm in present time. I'm grateful. I'm really clear on the mission and who I'm becoming. And then I come back in the present time. What do I need to do now to execute that mission? That's why I say it's like we create your future, then we come back to now, and then we execute. And the key, by the way, is to do the things you're avoiding. That's the biggest opportunity for personal growth. Ultimate life recharge. Commit to doing a recharge every 6 months. I say to people, come along with me. Let me show you how to do it. So many people do kind of holidays and what they call recharges. They're not recharges. Recharges are often tough initially, but when you get to the end of it, you feel like you've had 6 weeks off. Most importantly, you have enormous clarity. So commit every 6 weeks, get into nature, do some fasting, go on a bit of a self-care journey, eat alkaline foods, get back to basics. Nature knows what to do, by the way, guys. If you ever want help with this, come along with me, as I said, to beautiful Byron Bay, top of a volcano with 10 other amazing people. And as I said, life will never be the same as you come down. But also, you get to learn the recharge system, which is really, really powerful. The next one, supercharge your life. This is how we create rapid changes. And this is the structure that I put in with all of my courses. So we want results-based education. We want to learn from someone that's doing it, being it. One-on-one mentoring. We want to take that education and then with a one-on-one structure, we want to put a plan in place. But most importantly, we want to look at the limiting patterns that start to show up. That's why working with an expert in rapid change that can release these emotional leakages is so powerful. Mastermind group. You want to be in a playground with other people that are playing with the same vision or goal as you, or doing the same jump. You know, sometimes like in the business space, it's really challenging if you go too big. You want to learn, different steps because, for instance, to get to say like 6 figures, there is a certain set of rules, but the rules change when you're doing 8 figures. Someone that's doing 8 figures can break the rules of someone that's doing 6 figures. And so this is why there is a formula, a step-by-step ladder. In Troublemakers, we call it the breakout. And there are different breakouts at different levels. Most importantly, you want to hang out with high performers. If you want to move to a high level of performance, you need to be around people that are doing bigger things. And it's not to have them teach you anything. I'm just talking relationships. to hang out in those communities and those environments. Now, the key to this is to do every single one of these at once. Okay, so results-based education, one-on-one mentoring, mastermind group, building that high-performance network. You get all of those four in place, rapid growth starts to happen. Now, the thing about that is that structure is that, or that structure of rapid change, you won't feel like doing it. You won't want to do it. You might just do one of them, one-on-one mentoring, results-based, whatever's safe or whatever it is. But doing all of it will often trigger you big time, especially in the mastermind group. It's like, oh, well, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be real. I don't want to be vulnerable. Oh my God, they're more successful than me. All of this type of stuff. Or building that high performance network, same thing. You know, the inferiority complex. Oh, what would they want to hang out with me for? Oh my God, that is wounds. In my experience, when you overcome that wound and you just reach out, people, especially at a higher level, love contribution. Remember, I said growth caps out, then it's contribution. So when we live the charged life, it is a different life. It is a different game. And because most people aren't doing it, it's sometimes initially isolating. But that's why you're in this, in our community, in our mastermind groups, because we're integrating all of this. And this is why you're seeing incredible results that our troublemakers get, our platinums get, because we've put these structures in place. So guys, that is my mini accelerator for you. Next Tuesday, we kick off our NLP accelerator. It's kind of the lead on from the rapid life change challenge that we did. You get me for 6 weeks. It is like the only time that you're going to get me live on this online virtual program when it comes to an NLP practitioner, because we're creating a product right now. Now, a lot of you are going to be watching this, watching the recording. You're going to be wishing that you joined in, especially with the one-on-one interventions that I'm going to be doing and the new interventions, the new RCT structure. So again, platinums, you get this for free. Everyone else, we have a 50% offer. Just reach out to me, message me on Facebook, email matt@yourfutureevents.com.au or support@yourfutureevents.com.au. We'd love to chat to you about it. We also have loads of opportunities for people that want to become experts in rapid change and be certified in rapid change technologies. Lots and lots of stuff going on. So anyway, that's my mini accelerator. I'll see you in the next one, but I hope you enjoyed it. In the chat, tell me, what was your best thing from today's session? Bye for now.